Yo, what's good, gang? It's the Dope Guy, and I am back with another video, big dog. Yo, hope you guys are all doing well out there because I'm doing alright. And here I am, spinning the block with content for y'all, man. So, today's video, we got Hitler, Nazis, and World War II, how Germany deals with its dark past, meet the Germans. Yo, man, it's another informative video, man. Shout out to DW Euromax. Make sure you go subscribe to the channel, man. We're gonna learn how Germany has dealt with the dark past, you know, during World War II and all that stuff going on with Hitler and all that other stuff, bro. So I know it's gonna be an interesting, educating video, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been to, like, I've learned some of the stuff already, but you know, to hear another perspective about it, I'm very interested and I cannot wait to tap in. But before we do that, subscribe to the Dope Guy, that way to get notifications every time I upload, and from right here on Snapchat and Instagram right across the bottom screen. So with that being said, I'm not gonna hold y'all much longer because you already know this. Go big dog. Let's get into it. Yes, sir.
Mention the war. That's a very well-known catchphrase from the British comedy series Fawlty Towers. The idea behind it is when you meet a German, the very first thing you think about will be the war, but you absolutely mustn't mention it. So anyway, imagine my surprise when I was channel hopping on one of my first trips to Germany, and the war was everywhere. It felt like every day the television schedule was peppered with heavy Hitler documentaries and World War II films. That's how I came to appreciate for the first time that Germany as a whole doesn't ignore its dark past.
Right.
But this wasn't always the case. For many years after the war, National Socialism was mostly a taboo topic among families. Parents and grandparents weren't asked uncomfortable questions about their involvement. Some films and books, like Günter Grass's The Tin Drum, began exploring the topic, but it was a spate of anti-Semitic vandalism in West Germany starting in 1959, which proved to be a wake-up call. A new focus was put on education, and by the time Germans of my generation were in school, the Holocaust and National Socialism were a firm feature on the curriculum. Many also began to ask questions about their own family's involvement.
Right.
Of course, it's hard or even impossible to compare the atrocities of the Holocaust with any other event.
Yeah.
But I, for one, had very little...
I remember going to a Holocaust museum, bro. It is one of the most, probably one of the saddest experiences I ever seen in my life. Like, just learning the history and all those people who was affected by it. I went during my college years. It was tough. It was tough.
My own country's darkest chapters during history lessons or in public discussion. So for an outsider, it could be quite remarkable to see this painful history raked over so often and so publicly in Germany.
Yeah.
An important motivation is fear of history repeating itself.
Right.
Recent years have seen the re-entry of a far-right political party into parliament, and several horrific murders by right-wing extremists. Permanent police presence at many of Germany's synagogues is reminder enough that the shadow of anti-Semitism remains. So, how relevant is Germany's history today, and how much responsibility do Germans still carry for it?
Wir Deutschen können nicht stolz sein auf unsere Geschichte.
Nur weil es so lange her ist und jetzt keine persönliche Schuld mehr hat, glaube ich nicht, dass man jetzt einfach sagen kann, es war ja keiner.
Wir können nichts dafür, unsere Kinder nicht, unsere Enkel nicht. Also irgendwann müsste ja mal Schluss sein.
70, 80 Jahre danach zu sagen, wir tragen daran Schuld, fände ich viel zu groß. Aber ich glaube, wir tragen eine Verantwortung, das was irgendwo verhindern, dass sowas wieder passiert.
Wird in Deutschland genug, zu wenig oder zu viel darüber gesprochen?
Ach, man kann gar nicht genug darüber sprechen.
Manchmal denke man, es ist zu viel des Guten. Immer wieder, immer wieder, immer wieder.
Yeah, they're tired of talking about it. They know they weren't to blame, but they know that the country, their area has responsibility, like he said, to make sure it doesn't happen again. But I'm pretty sure there's never a moment when it being out there that it does not come up. Like, does not come up. You know what I'm saying? It's a part of history. It's there. It happened. And sometimes they feel like they overdo it. Like, you know, sometimes you get tired of hearing about the things that happen. Yes, we know it happened. It's messed up. It's part of history. But, you know, sometimes people get tired of, they feel like you're blaming them for what happened when they had nothing to do with it. So I understand, man. Sometimes just talking about it over and over, like, all right, we got it.
Ich glaube, es ist immer in Deutschland ein totales Tabuthema.
Ich glaube, es wird viel gesprochen, aber die Aufmerksamkeitsspanne, die wird immer kleiner, um das Gesprochene auch zu bewerten.
Gerade wenn wir von der Schule zum Beispiel nach Hause kamen und sowas gelernt haben, hat man halt natürlich auch die Eltern gefragt oder die Großeltern.
Die Eltern, die noch aus der Zeit kamen, wollten sich in gewisser Weise, auch wenn sie nichts damit zu tun haben,
they don't want no parts of that.
Was mich nur immer wieder erstaunt ist, dass diese Generation angeblich nicht davon wusste, was damals passiert ist.
Haben Sie manchmal Angst, dass sowas wieder passieren könnte?
Ja, durchaus, ja.
Hell yeah,
Also es kann jederzeit wieder passieren. Wir sind jetzt nicht weder klüger als die Menschen damals noch Gott sonst irgendwas.
Nein, keine Angst. Hier bei uns in Europa haben wir genug gelernt, der Erste oder Zweite Weltkrieg. Ich glaube nicht, dass das sowas kommt. Die Menschheit ist vernünftig geworden.
Hosting Meet the Germans has made me realise that the consequences of the Nazi era can be felt all over the place in Germany.
Yeah.
Some things are obvious, like you don't come across very many Adolfs these days. But then the war and the Nazis also came up when I was researching episodes on things like hiking, films, fashion, all sorts of seemingly unrelated topics. This has had an unmistakable effect on national pride. You rarely see the German flag flying here, unless the World Cup is on.
Yeah, that's true. I haven't seen, like, in any videos I've watched, I've never seen, like, the flag hanging around, unless it is during the World Cup for real.
Pride in the armed forces either. In fact, it seems the country's military is more often ridiculed than celebrated. That's not to say that most Germans are not proud of their country. Many are, but their patriotism is usually quiet and practical rather than loud and emotional. Germans are also among the most pro-EU Europeans. One of the organisation's founding purposes was, after all, to promote peace in Europe. Some reminders of the war are visible when walking around the streets too. Take this building, the Haus der Kunst or House of Art in Munich. It's a prominent example of Nazi architecture. So what do you do with something like this? Is it enough to take something tainted and do something good with it, or does it need to be removed?
Right.
After years of discussion about various buildings like this one, the jury's still out. What about memorials to the victims of the Nazis? They can be found all over the place in Germany, often organised and financed by the local community. It wasn't until 2005 that the German government unveiled its first official memorial to Europe's murdered Jews. The haunting Holocaust Memorial in central Berlin has become one of the capital's most visited landmarks. 3 years later came the state's first memorial dedicated to homosexual victims, and in 2012 one for Roma and Sinti victims. One subtle yet striking part of the memorial culture in Germany are the Stolpersteine, or stumbling stones. These small brass squares are inscribed with the names of victims of the Nazi regime and set into the pavement outside their last known address. The project was started in the 90s by German artist Gunter Demnig, and today there are more than 75,000 stumbling stones across Germany and other countries. But even this is not without controversy. The city of Munich has actually banned the stones from being installed on public ground, after some people, including a prominent Jewish community leader, argued that it was disrespectful to commemorate victims with something on the ground that you can walk over.
Right.
The city has instead opted for wall plaques like this one.
I will say that, man. If there's a memorial and it's on the ground, you don't want to walk on that, man. That's like walking across a cemetery, like walking on people's... No, man. Like, on the ground, no. I would rather... Put it up on the wall, man.
But I want to bring it back to where we started. Comedy. Hitler and the Nazis have been satirised many times over. British silent movie star Charlie Chaplin kicked things off way back in 1940 with The Great Dictator.
I remember him.
In 2019, New Zealand director Taika Waititi confidently poked fun at the Führer in Jojo Rabbit. But what about in Germany? Could you, for example, write a book imagining Hitler waking up in modern-day Berlin? How he might react to Angela Merkel and multiculturalism? How he might rise to fame, but this time as a TV star. Well, that's exactly what German author Timo Wermusch did. His 2012 book, ist wieder da, or in English, Look Who's Back, topped the bestsellers lists in Germany and was later made into a film.
Oh, okay.
Ich fand einfach den Widerspruch, die Fallhöhe so enorm. Beim Lesen von Mein Kampf generell dieses, auf der einen Seite haben wir den Typ, der sich für ein Genie hält, und auf der anderen Seite, von der ersten Seite an lesen Sie, dass da einer um Anerkennung bettelt. Und diese Widersprüche geben eben eine sehr schöne Möglichkeit für Humor.
Haben manche Leute dann gesagt, dass sie zu weit gegangen sind?
Ja.
I'm sure.
Aber sie konnten es nicht wirklich begründen. Sehr häufig stößt man halt auf nicht viel mehr als ein antrainiertes Tabu, das aber nicht untermauert ist. Die Lesereaktionen waren sehr unterschiedlich. Die einen fanden das verstörend, wie man es in diesem Kopf so lange aushält. Und der Kopf ist ja nicht verändert worden. Das ist ja sehr, sehr original Hitler. Und andere sagten dann, hey, super, wie er der Merkel einen drauf gibt, der sagt, was mal gesagt werden muss. Die haben nach sehr kurzer Zeit dann auch vergessen, wer da zu ihnen spricht. Der Leser ist mit dem Buch allein. Er hat die Möglichkeit zu sagen, das ist zu viel, so nicht. Da hören wir jetzt mal auf. Aber er macht's nicht, weil es so schön witzig ist.
Now it's time for you to have your say. What do you think about how Germany deals with its past? And have you got any other questions? Let me know in the comments.
Yeah, man. Man, I couldn't imagine being out there and just, just watching some of these videos and some in textbooks and back in school, you learn about these things, man. I just can't imagine being from out there, man. You just have to hear about how people from Germany deal with the past of a very dark past of during World War II and Hitler and all that other stuff. That's tough to deal with, man. That is very unfortunate. And like I said, the people try to wipe that out their memory. People from who were around back then, like parents and like the older generation, like the grandparents, they try to wipe that out their memory as much as they can, but there's no way of escaping it. And it's tough, man. You know what I'm saying? It's tough. And there's people who are worried that this may happen again. You know what I'm saying? It may happen again, and I don't know, man. I wouldn't know how to deal with it. So I commend everybody who don't run or hide from the history behind what happened back in the day. And y'all, you know what I'm saying? People, like I said, that people turn into satire and all this other stuff, but I don't know, man. That's tough to deal with, man, to keep reliving the past like that. And I don't know. Like I said, most people are afraid that it can happen again. And like the one guy said, hey, I'm not afraid. If it happens, it happens, I guess. That's pretty much what he said, I felt like. But yo, shout out to all y'all, man. Like I said, I've been to the Holocaust Museum. It's one of the, it was devastating. It was a sad experience to go, like, to experience learning about it and just all the people that was affected by it. It was tough, man. But yeah, shout out to all y'all out there, man. Y'all keep it going, man. Y'all not escaping history. Y'all are embracing it and just being aware. You know what I'm saying? You're not running from anything. You're being aware of it. You know what I'm saying? But I know it could be too much to always deal with over and over, like always being a constant topic of conversation. I understand, man. But shout out to y'all, man, for real, for real. But yo, I hope you enjoyed the reaction to this video. If you're enjoying my reaction, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the Dope Guy Big Dog. Hit the notification bell whenever I upload. From right here on Snapchat and Instagram, right across the bottom screen. Any of the videos you may check out, please comment into this video and my other videos. And leave likes and comments on all my videos to help grow the channel, help with the algorithm for sure. Any more videos you may check out, leave a comment in the comment section below. No, I got you. I'm gonna spin the block. But yeah, man, this is the Dope Guy and I am out. Yes, sir.